Welcome, everyone, and guess what time it is? Of course it is. It's time to excel, and we are so excited that you are here today, and I'm so honored and blessed to have my friend Trudy Tobias with us today, and she's going to be sharing on a topic that can kind of get us in a little bit of trouble sometimes if we're not careful. I would say that's a probably fair enough statement, and I would say with the way the world is right now and the chaos that's around, this wasn't planned for this week. Exactly. But I think it is perfect timing because it's amazing how the Lord just works that out for us. And the timing is probably very good, especially right now with everything going on. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. Trudy, do you want to introduce yourself for just a moment and kind of tell? I mean, I know you're a reinvention coach, so why don't you share a little bit with the audience as to who you are?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Trudy Tobias. I'm a reinvention coach. And what that means is if life has handed you some challenges and you're no longer who you once were, maybe due to divorce or death or kids leaving home, it doesn't have, just any life shift that you find challenging and you're not sure who you are now that you're no longer who you were, I can help you figure that out and get you from point A to where you want to be in a powerful, reinvented life. So
That's
I
awesome.
get excited about it. So
I was going to say, and you get your passion about it. And we've been blessed as far as having
yeah.
an opportunity to kind of become friends over the past year. And it's just been an amazing
Mhm.
journey. And I think that's what life's
Yeah.
all about. And too often our minds get in our way. Like we get in our own selves way. And I know you and I've had some
Mhm.
conversations about that. It's just chaos is around us. And I'm constantly saying, the little gremlins come in. I've been like rubbing their ears and then kicking them out the door because it just seemed
Good.
like things have just been really, really crazy. So, but I'm trying to convince Bear to he tries to have these new friends. I'm like, no, they need to go outside and kind of go from there. But it has been such the topic that you talk about is just so powerful. And I know we said it was about limiting beliefs, but it's not really limiting. I would say that it's definitely switching that around because we don't want to worry about the limit. We want to make powerful beliefs. And I think
Well,
that's
that's
an
exactly.
important distinction.
Yes, absolutely. It's all about how to change limiting beliefs into empowering beliefs. And until we know what those limiting beliefs are, we don't even realize that they're holding us back, holding us hostage, and keeping us from being our truest selves, which means best and authentic, living our truest life. So, yeah. So first,
Okay.
you got to be aware of it, so if you're not where you want to be in any category, whether it's relationships or your finances, your business, your environment, if you're just not where you want to be, how do you change that? And our beliefs usually get created before the age of 7. So that's why we're not always aware of what beliefs we have. That doesn't mean that they can't be created later in life, because they are. But the limiting beliefs or any beliefs come when we are vulnerable to being programmed by our parents. So, which is
Okay.
before the age of 7. Yeah.
So how, with those many years, how did we become aware of them?
Well, I think the first awareness is just going like, wow, how am I feeling? If this doesn't
Okay.
feel good, what's going on that this doesn't feel, it doesn't feel good? Or I can tell I'm stopping myself, like I say, it could be something as simple as I say, I want to release weight, but I'm still eating chocolate cake. What is the belief behind that? There's a
Okay.
belief that you believe that you can't even get there, that or you're not entitled to it, or that one of the beliefs about being heavy is that it protects us, and we don't even realize that we've created that. But
Interesting.
it forms a protection. So,
And you've seen quite a bit over the years that you've been in business because you've been doing this for quite a while.
yes, for more
And for
years.
those of you that have done, okay, just a couple of years, and for those of you who are joining us, I
Just
do
a
see we
couple
have
of
a couple of
years.
folks in there. Feel free to drop in the chat, and we'll, I'm kind of monitoring that as we're going. So if anybody that is joining us, we love to have communication. We love to kind of chat too as well. And Joe is on here. Thank you so much, Joe, for joining us. So.
Yes. So what happens is we all have a mind, brain, and body. Now, a lot of times people go, these days we don't even know where our minds and brains are. But if we were suddenly invisible, our skulls were invisible, we could see our brain. The average adult brain, any idea how much it weighs?
I don't know. Is anybody okay? What do you think, Joe? I know you're out there. What do you think?
Yeah, Joe should
I
know this.
was going to say he probably knows it. I'm going to guess about 10 pounds. I have no idea. I have no idea. That's high. I have no clue.
About it's about 3.5 pounds,
Yeah, I
and
figured the
it's
whole
the
head's
most.
10 pounds.
Yeah, but it's the most incredible computer ever. It's a biocomputer, a living computer. Our mind is the programmer. The brain just
Okay.
accepts what the mind tells it. It does not distinguish between something that's helpful or unhelpful, or true or false for that matter. And then our body, in terms of how we feel physically and our behavior, is the printout. That's the way it works. So the good news is that our minds do know the difference. And if we can be enough in tune with our bodies and realize we're not behaving, we have an aspirational self. And if we're not meeting that aspirational self, why is that? That doesn't feel good. That's when you're going to have negative emotion. So that's
Okay.
your clue that something's wrong. And then you like the chocolate cake, but I want to weigh 15 pounds less, you know. So
Okay.
so being aware of that, then what is getting in my way? So like taking that example, I know this doesn't have to do with business, but taking the example of weight, if you realize you have this unconscious belief that it's protecting you for some reason, maybe you're in an unhappy relationship and it's literally creating a barrier, then it's going to be very difficult to give that up. And you have to be
That makes
aware
a lot of
that
sense.
that is the belief in order to reprogram it.
And that makes a lot of sense. And I think we see that, I talk a lot about money and money management and things like that. And I think the same is going to hold true. That there are beliefs
Absolutely.
around the money that, we spend the way we do, we don't spend the way, like we put, it's the
Right.
priorities. Sometimes it's hard to
Right.
see that. And I would say that
Yeah.
probably fits extremely well into that, and especially in the small business world. And we've talked, I know in money, when I'm talking about money, your personal and your business life, they mirror each other. So I would say just in what you're
Absolutely.
saying, the same exact thing's holding true no matter what we're dealing with. Your personal and
Hmm.
your business are mirroring each other. So if there's a limiting belief that's holding you back, we've got to figure out how to empower that and flip it to becoming a
Absolutely.
powerful belief to get us where we want to go.
Exactly. And that's what my true coaching programs are all about. So I do, if you have this financial beliefs, like I can never, maybe you have a limit of how much you think you can earn. So, like somehow, maybe you don't think you could earn more than your parents ever earned. Or maybe you have a belief that I can't be spiritual if I am rich, or money is the root of all evil. I mean, there's all sorts of things that can come in there,
Sure.
or I'm going to spend on this even though I don't have the money because I just want to,
Yeah, I want. I don't think.
and
I just buy.
yeah, yeah. So whatever those beliefs are, they need to be flipped, and you can do it by, first of all, becoming aware of it, and then second of all, being aware of what the belief is. So one thing you say is, oh, how am I feeling? What am I thinking or saying to myself that's causing me to feel this way? See, we think life experiences or events cause our feelings. It's not true. What
Hmm.
happens in between is our thoughts, our beliefs, and our story.
Ah,
Yeah. So whenever we have something occur, we have a story because people are meaning makers. We make, oh, what does it mean? And then we start thinking about it. Thoughts gather energy
okay.
just by thinking about them more, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when they're a helpful thought, that's wonderful. When they're an unhelpful thought, which is a lot of that's going on in the world right now, we need to stop giving it energy. But we cannot not think.
Sure. It's
So
hard to
if I
turn the
said,
brain off.
yeah, well, like if I said, Janet, think of anything except a pink elephant with purple spots, what are
Yeah,
you
and
going to do?
the elephant with the purple spots is going to be sitting right in front of my face.
Absolutely. We cannot stop. We can't. But what we can do, if I said, Janet, every time you think about the pink elephant with purple spots, see a blue and green giraffe instead. you can flip it.
Okay, you can flip it.
Right. And then you focus on that. And that doesn't mean the pink elephant won't start walking across again. You just keep doing it. And the more you keep doing it and practicing, the shorter the time span comes from that unhelpful thought to that helpful thought, or from the elephant to the giraffe.
Okay.
So,
Of course, I'm
yeah.
seeing like the elephant and the giraffe going with little gremlins on their backs. I've got a
Yeah.
gremlin thing going on. See, I can't get rid of my gremlins today.
The elephant is the gremlin, and the giraffe, actually, giraffes stand for, which is one reason I use it, unconditional love.
Ah, okay.
Actually, giraffes have the biggest heart.
The biggest heart. That I did know.
Mm-hmm. So it's
That's
unconditional
amazing. They're
love. Yeah.
amazing animals.
Yeah. So so that's how you do it. So you catch yourself thinking like, I'm limited. I can only earn 50 grand, say. And that's your thermostat. Ever notice that when people believe that that's all they can earn, that when they have a really great month, say, the next month they're likely to earn less? This is their thermostat. It keeps readjusting their self-image.
Okay.
However, when we can say, hey, I am deserving and I am worthy, I can earn X amount, whatever you set your goal
Whatever
to.
shall be. Okay.
Yeah, that's how you flip it. Now, you don't want to do it too extremes, because then you're going to invite doubt. So like if
Okay.
you're earning 50 and you go, all right, next year I'm going to earn 100 grand. That might be too much of a jump. It might be. But if you say, hey, I could certainly earn 1,000 more a month. Okay, my goal is now 62 grand for next year.
Okay. So it's realistic and, it's at least incremental towards the direction.
Right. So the things we need to have our beliefs come true are desire, belief, and expectancy. So
Okay.
so we have to have a strong desire. Now, it's also important to recognize where our attention is going, not our intention. Because a lot of times people think, well, I'm intending to earn this. Why isn't this happening? Well, every time you go to pay a bill, are you thinking of, oh my gosh, I can't afford this? Or see, when that happens, it's your attention, and attention will overpower intention anytime. It's like
Okay.
driving a
So
car and you see something on the side of the road. I actually do this. You probably don't want to drive next to me. And I see something on the side of the road. All of a sudden I realize that I'm veering because I'm
okay.
looking. So where
Well,
are
we
we
always
looking?
go and absolutely. That makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense. It's our eyes. I mean, that happens to a lot of us. If you're head that you're going to go that way, especially if you're on a bicycle or anything like that, they always say keep your head straight ahead. If you're
exactly.
not, as soon as you turn, your body just automatically responds.
Yeah. And that's what happens with our thoughts. So where's our desire? Make sure your attention is on that desire. Increase your belief that it can happen, and expect it, which really means eliminating doubt, just imagining
Okay.
with all your five senses that it has already come to pass.
So it's important to use all five senses then too.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Really gets into your feelings and because it's really our feelings, our emotions. Like, why do we want anything? It's to feel better.
It's to feel better.
We
Mhm.
think earning more money will help us feel better. In a lot of ways it will. We can give more to our kids, we can go on that
Mhm.
vacation, we can, but it's those things. That's why we want it. Whatever we want, whether it's a love relationship, more money, um, be able to pay our bills easily so that we're not feeling
Trust.
um, stressed. Yeah, we want to feel better.
That makes sense.
So we go, the two motivators from human behavior is going towards pleasure and avoiding pain. And avoiding pain is stronger.
Uh,
So if we
okay.
want to feel a certain way, we have to, that's why we get our emotions involved into the expectancy. And you get the emotions. How do you want to feel?
Okay. And of course,
Yeah,
ultimately, we want to be feeling better. However, often we
right.
don't change until the pain's bad enough where we've done.
That's what,
And that's the key is
unfortunately, that's what motivates change. Because change
and I was
is,
going to say, yep, exactly.
mhm, that's exactly what motivates change. Finally say this is enough. Yeah. And so I do have I have some lists of limiting beliefs and how to change them. If anybody would like a
Awesome.
handout
That'd
or
be
something, they could
awesome.
type it in the chat. I'd be glad to send it to them. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And there's
Perfect.
a formula for how you reprogram your brain. So I can just tell you right now what it is.
Okay.
It's I, the first personal pronoun I,
Mm-hmm.
plus positive. So you say what you want instead of what you don't want. So often we say, I don't want to get sick, like with COVID coming on. How about I want a strong immune system? Okay, so what we
Okay.
state it positively, state it in the present tense, and be as specific as possible. So for listeners where you're thinking, oh, I want to earn more money on my business, or I want to have more, be more in the black, be specific. How much more? And also according to belief, right? So your belief and what you really expect, because if we expect something, then we have that little voice saying, that's not true. You know, it's from doing it. Now, originally you might feel that's not true. That's why the I call it I plus now definite. I positive present specific equals result.
Okay. That makes a lot of
And
sense.
and if people hand print it, and there's a reason for the hand printing, on a post-it note or on an index card, use no more than 3 at a time, put it by
Oh,
their bedside, and when they read it before they go to sleep, and read it first thing in the morning. And as they read it, though, they imagine themselves already having what it
okay.
is, already being what it is, and then have gratitude. Have gratitude. That's the final part. You
And
know,
that's huge, no matter what.
absolutely, absolutely. So whether or not you're a follower of Jesus or not, you know, one of the great things that he was able to do was he was always grateful before something manifested. Notice
True.
that
That's true.
he was thanks God, you know, and the fish and the manna hadn't appeared yet, but
Nope.
he said,
But they did show up.
yeah, because he had no doubt. He had no doubt. So, you know, it's just so fascinating to me. I don't know if you know who Sir Roger Bannister was. He was an Englishman
Okay.
who in the it was either I think it was the 50s. He was the first man to run a mile in under 4 minutes.
Okay.
And he was told by doctors, people, you can't possible. The human body is not cannot do that. Well, he had enough sense not to believe the experts in this case. Um, and he was able, of course he did the training. It wasn't like he just woke up one day and but he did the training, and he ran a mile in under 4 minutes. But what's really fascinating is how many people ran a mile under 4 minutes the following year.
A bunch, I betcha.
200.
I figured. And what year? Joe's asking which year? 1954?
I think so. I would have to look it up to double check.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because now it is possible. And I
Yeah.
think
And
that's the
so
key.
all these people all of a sudden got that the limiting belief that they had that's not possible. They said, yes, it is. If
And
Sir
that makes
Roger
a lot
can
of
do it,
sense.
I
Then
can
I
do
can
it.
do it. And that
Yeah.
happens. And Joe, I know you've seen that too. How often is it just by taking that next step and
Mm-hmm.
proving that, you know what, it can't, but each little step is closer to the goal too. And that's what I
Right.
always encourage folks is it looks huge, it looks massive, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
Just like you're
Yeah.
saying, it's simple. We got to take it back, I hesitate to say back to basics, but in essence, back to the foundation. And I'm big on that. We've got to build a strong foundation because that's what's going to substantiate us. But you don't build a
Mm-hmm.
foundation overnight. You don't build these beliefs overnight, really. I mean, they're
Right.
formed, but
Right.
it's because of
Yeah.
years and years and years, and as you build that firm foundation or you reframe that, you can change that
Exactly.
foundation to be even stronger. And I think that's absolutely huge.
Right. Right. Because all beliefs are thoughts that have conglomerated, thoughts that you have thought about over time, over and over and over again. So now this is your belief. So beliefs inform thoughts, thoughts inform beliefs, and story does both. It's like arrows. If you can think of it, there's arrows going every direction. Because you will change your story if you change your thoughts and beliefs.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I can run a mile in under 4 minutes. That's a story that you had that, or
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to try it. I don't think I'd make the
no,
mile.
I mean,
I might make 25 feet.
Yeah, no, it's not something I aspire to, but, uh, I'm
Hey,
just
Joe,
saying
you going
it's,
to run a mile in under 4 minutes? He runs. What do you think, Joe? What's your mile time? We'll see if he's still there. I don't know if there's a delay in the comments or not. I'm trying to keep up with him, but
yeah.
we'll have to see what he comes up with.
Okay. Well, I know Joe's very familiar with mindset, so
Yep, absolutely. And we're so
yeah.
glad that you joined us. And hopefully there's a couple other ones. I know Joe's been talking with us. There's a couple of them out there, so I'm not sure who else is there, but we're grateful to have you.
Well, I've enjoyed it, and I get excited about it because it's been transformational in my life, and that's why I just felt like I had to help others do the same. So that's why I wrote my book, Reinventing Yourself at Any Age, and
And they can get a
which is
copy of
on.
that. They can drop it in the chat there. Joe said 11
Yeah,
minutes. He did 11
I'm
minutes
sorry,
is his mile. Joe said 11 minutes.
11 minutes. Okay, well,
I'd still be like on, 50 feet in 11 minutes. So,
I don't think I've
good
run a
power to
mile.
you, Joe.
I haven't run a mile since I was in 8th grade, so
Yeah, I'm not going to try it either. Yeah. Hey, Cora, thank you so much for joining us. I don't know. We'll walk. How about us ladies will walk? We'll let Joe run.
yeah.
We'll walk. Maybe we can take the dogs with us. I think we'll have a whole entourage if we take all the boys and girls with us as well.
Oh my God. I can just imagine my dog with your 3.
We can have some fun with that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well,
Absolutely.
thank you. Is there anything, can they get a copy of your book? Is there the best way to
Oh,
get a copy
sure.
of your book?
Yeah. Here, let me first of all show it for a moment. Here it is. Here's a copy of the book. So, going the wrong way here. Reinventing Yourself at Any Age. They can get it from me for $10. And you can go to Trudy@truestcoaching.com and ask for it. And then I need your physical address and then I can send you an invoice and all of that. Or you can go to Amazon. Amazon has copies too, for $15.95. So I do sell it for, actually it's $10 plus $2.80 for shipping. So it still saves you about $3. You get an autographed copy and a copy of my Truest Life roadmap
And I was going to say, is your roadmap on your website? Because I have seen that, and that's a great tool. Yes. So I encourage folks, definitely go out and check out the roadmap. I went ahead, and that's at truestcoaching.com.
Yeah, yes. And my website is in the middle of being worked on, so I'm not sure if it's running right now today, but here's a copy of the roadmap, and it just, again, I'm going opposite. Okay. So, yeah, and it leads you through what steps you need to take. And I would be happy to, I even have a workbook on this. So people, that isn't free, but people can look on the website for that. And if they have trouble with the website, because as I said, it might be down today, I'm meeting with my web designer at 1.
Perfect. So, well, we have your email on here too. I went ahead and typed that in the comments. So for those especially that pop into the replay, because I know a lot of folks, we do thank you, Cora and Joe, for joining us today. It's so much nicer when we have communication. I love to have people batting back and forth. We have a lot of fun with that, and it just makes the show so much, much better. And our goal, and everyone that's on this call today, our goal is just to help others to excel. And each one of us brings a strength to the table. And I'm so honored to have everyone here. And for those that are going to pick up the replay as well, drop some things out in the comments. It is just wonderful to have you here. And how can we help you to excel? Because it is definitely time to excel. And we can do this. We can do this. And especially when you're surrounded by such great and amazing friends and the support structure that we have. So thank you so much, Trudy, for being with us. Is there anything else? Oh, just sent you an email. You're going to have emails, so go check your emails, Trudy.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. And yeah, it was an honor being here, and even more of an honor is to be your friend, Janet. I'm so glad that we have developed the relationship we have. So thank you.
Yeah, from starting from, welcome to being roommates, never met each other ever.
I know.
And we've had a great, and now
Yeah.
we choose to be like, we don't, okay, we're going to go ahead and do this. It's just
Yeah.
wonderful. And I'm so grateful for that and your friendship. And it has just been an amazing journey. And I look forward to continuing on this journey because I know there's great things ahead. And
Yeah.
as we continue to excel each and every day. So thank you, thank you, thank you. This stuff is out in the comment section. Please check out our website. If it's a little under construction right now, just shoot her an email and she'll be glad to take care of that for you and get you the roadmap or get your own copy of her book, which is phenomenal. So I'm blessed to have my own copy. So I do appreciate that. So thank you guys again for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Next week on It's Time to Excel, of course, is the second Wednesday of the month, which means it is our virtual Lunch and Learn. So I encourage everyone to come out and register for that. That is on my website, excelwithme123.com. Make sure you register so you can get your reminders and get the link because that is actually a networking/training opportunity, which is our monthly virtual lunch and learns. And this particular month is a fun one. Last month, we kind of talked a little about Microsoft Excel, and it was a little scary because I got to pick my brain. And we did have a good time, though. And this month, we are going to be talking about Canva. So Canva is a great tool that's out there. Some folks aren't quite as familiar with it. So we're going to have some opportunity to do some basic training on Canva, and you get a chance to just check it out and see what's all available. So I encourage you guys to join us. Join us here every Wednesday at 11:30, where I have special guests, different topics, and just all encouraging you because it is your time to excel. See you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.